Morning and welcome to my Tireside chat. Let me just adjust this here. It's not quite perfectly straight. There we go. Alright, I'm getting on the freeway. Just dropped Danielle off at work. Oh, look at that. The lights turned green. God must be on my side today. Yep, just dropped Danielle off at work. I thought I had an appointment this morning, a Zoom call with my doctor at 8, and apparently my calendar entry was wrong, and I'm just gonna get into the middle lane here. Oh crap. Please don't hit your brakes in front of me like that. So yeah, hung around the house until 8 a.m. and then actually we back up just a bit. It rained the last night, and the air is actually clean. The air index was only like 30 something this morning, so it's like, oh, thank God, I can actually go outside and exercise. So I went for a run. I ran over to Cup of Joy by Fresno High. Well, that was like the 1 mile marker basically. You get across the street from there, and I hit 1 mile from my house, and then ran halfway back, and then kind of walked a little bit, and then jogged the last quarter mile, 3/10 of a mile, or whatever. I guess I'll just do it here. I hate driving behind Yukons. Oh, good. They moved to the left. Thank you. They must have heard me. Yeah, so it's nice. It's beautiful outside. Gray and cloudy, depressing, and cold. Ideal conditions. Look, I can see the mountains. Wow. The air is clean. I installed a purpleair.com. If you go, for people who don't use it and aren't familiar with it, it's a website. People have air quality sensors at their homes, and they're displayed on a map. You can zoom in on your area, or you can look at the whole west coast of the U.S. or anywhere in the world where these sensors are located. You can see all sorts of air quality information, not just the regular EMI index that we're used to seeing on the news, which, by the way, now since I've had one of those, or since I've been using Purple Air, like the local Fresno news, like it's not very accurate, and even when they do give a figure, it's like, oh, it's orange today, and orange can be anywhere between 100 and 150, you know, that's a big difference between an air quality index of 100 and 150. It's not that exactly per se that they usually, you know, categorize it at, but it's something like that, depending on which news outlet you're following. And then even then, there's been times when I've looked at it and they're like, oh, it's 80, and I look all over Fresno, like, I don't see anything below 120. What are you talking about? But I actually got one of those sensors and mounted it on our house outside, and it has a web page you can go to just for the sensor, and it will tell you the live conditions like right outside your door, which is really cool. I thought it was kind of neat. But so today, yeah, it was in like 30s or 40s, even after it rained. I guess it just didn't rain enough, or there's just so many people burning fires and things right now that it's still, normally when it rains, like, it'll get down to 0 or, you know, under 10. I just got a message from someone at work in our accounting department, my good friend Rachel, asking, when is Doug coming back? He must not be in the office still. I guess he is my boss. He was just going to work half days this week, like come in the mornings and then leave at, you know, 11 or 12. So he's doing Christmas stuff at home, and which, fine, cool. But I guess, I don't know if he's coming in at all today. It's almost 9 o'clock, why bother if you're going to leave at 11? And the only thing he was really going to work on was our goals and objectives for 2024, which he could do that from home. So anyhow, on tangent today. You may be wondering why my schnoz looks messed up. It's actually, maybe you can't even tell, but it's a lot better than it was even yesterday. A week or so ago, I think it was over a week ago, it was like a Saturday night when I woke up, and I think the theory is that something bit me, like in my nostril, and I think it got infected, and it was like swollen and kind of like peeling, and my whole nose was peeling and red, and I looked like Rudolph, just in time for the holidays. But it was tender and painful, kind of, I mean, not terrible, but yeah, pretty annoying. And I finally, like on Sunday, I thought, well, maybe it's infected, and because I didn't know what it was at first, and so I started taking some antibiotics that I had, and by the next day I could tell already that was helping. So I had scheduled a doctor's appointment to go in yesterday, like I scheduled it a week and a half ago. Oh, hi, yeah, go right ahead. Ass butt. I was gonna go see the doctor about my shoulder, which has been bothering me. It's been bothering me just very slightly, to where like it would be, there was a little bit of pain up here when if I would sleep on my right side. And then when I started bowling more, there was 1 week where I bowled like Wednesday and then Thursday and then Friday, and that just exacerbated it. And then I bowled the next week, and it still hadn't gotten any better. But of course now that, so I scheduled an appointment to go in. I was like, maybe I should see the doctor and see what they think. And by the time I got in yesterday, the doctor had me do all kinds of movements and this and that, and I'm like, you know what? It's not hurting at all right now. Of course, the old adage is just, you take your car in to have the mechanic check out the noise, and it's not making the noise. Or I come by to look at your computer because it's doing some weird thing, and then I look at it and it seems fine. It happens all the time. But anyways, but I had him look at my nose. I'm like, while I'm here, you notice this? Yeah. So he gave me some like a topical antibiotic that I went like put on a Q-tip, and you have to like rub it in there. Yeah. Lovely. So it's Christmas on Monday. Yeah. I think I got all my shopping done. I'm still waiting for some things to show up. If I forgot you, I'm sorry. You didn't make it onto my spreadsheet. Didn't make it onto Santa's spreadsheet. Santa doesn't have a list. He uses Excel. Okay? Everybody uses Microsoft 365 these days. Except for, what was I reading this morning? I think it was VMware. I think that was about VMware, because I got up because I couldn't sleep, and I got on my computer and I was reading. I had a Reddit notification about somebody complaining about, or talking about their VMware rep, and the fact that they were leaving the company, and they were pouring. It was like, I'm pouring out my drink to my homie over at VMware, who's leaving, and they went through so much crap because VMware got bought by Broadcom, which I did not hear about this. I guess I just don't keep up enough with tech news. I'm sorry. I think I should. I'm like an IT director, but I've been avoiding the news in general lately. It's just a phase. But apparently VMware got bought by Broadcom, and they're making some draconian changes and laying people off, and which I'm understandably pissed about. They're going to change their licensing model from perpetual licensing to subscription based. And VMware's always been perpetual licensing, and you pay for support annually on top of that, which is not cheap. It's still, for a company like ours, I mean, and everybody uses VMware. For a company like ours, It's just about the same as what we had when I was at Trillium Flowway. We're paying, pay between $7,000 and $10,000 a year just for support on whatever products you have, basically, and that's where they would make money. But now that's all going to change. Let's see if I can make this parking spot. This is the problem with getting here at 9 a.m. There's nowhere to park. I'm gonna park way over here. It's okay, I can walk. Anyhow, what was it? You don't want to hear about VMware. Half of you are like, what the hell is VMware? It's the software that we use, where you have, where you can virtualize your computers or your servers. So like if you have one, powerful server, a computer, and you can use that one computer to actually run a number of virtual computers on, all individually running their own version of Windows or Linux or whatever you want to run on them. And so you have, in our case, or in Trillium, we had we had 3 separate servers, and that between them we had, I don't know, we had 50 or 60 actual virtual servers, and you could on the fly move one computer from one server host to another one. There's lots of advanced things you can do with it. It's crucial anymore in any type of, unless you're even a small business, even with 10 employees or so, if your office is big enough to have a server, you run VMware. I'm not aware, because I haven't thought about it in a while, but there's not really any alternatives. I'm sure there's alternatives, but I just haven't had to look at it. But now I'm thinking, what's the alternative to that? Because they're just the dominant. They're like the Microsoft of that industry. So, anywho, I'm at work. I'm gonna go inside. Have a great week. Talk to you later.